This is WFO Radio.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
The
What's
season
up?
has started. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late because Jason and I started talking, and then we realized,
Oops.
oh, we got to save some of this stuff.
Right, because there's a ton to talk about in this episode of Life's a Drag. First race of the season. First off, all right, let's get it out of the way. Like and share, guys. Come on, like and share. Let's get it out there.
Get it out there.
The Rail 81, thank you, WFO. We're back in full swing. If you saw Elon yesterday, he was hosting. He got pulled up to the majors.
Yep.
He was hosting yesterday. He got to talk to Josh Hart.
It was awesome. Yeah, so we now have races to talk about. We fought our way through the offseason successfully, Jason. How happy are you that we were able to do a show every week when there was really nothing going on?
Right. Yeah, it was getting rough. It hits the 30-minute show during testing.
That was
but we've got a ton to talk about today. Let's just kind of get right after it. What were your overall? Go ahead.
Real quick, tell all your friends. Special guest coming up, Matt Hartford joining us. Pro Stock winner, points leader, all around good guy, Arizonian heading into the Arizona Nationals. Matt Hartford, you're going to join us. We're going to get all the scoop.
Yeah, I love it. They've been like going back to last year.
Yeah,
the troubles they had, and they just clawed their way. It's a good story. So we're going to talk to him in just a little bit. But what were your overall impressions, just first impressions right out the gate of the Gator Nationals?
I'm going to go just like the old school Variety magazine and just go boffo. Just
okay.
Just that event could not have been any better, I don't think. I thought, from the jump with FanFest to Hall of Fame to the race. Yeah, we got a little bit of rain, but NHRA had those Titan dryer things. I think that they helped just at least perceptionally. And I just thought the racing action, the Top Fuel call out, all the legends, traffic, you had everything you ever wanted to have.
Yeah, it was really good. If you go online, you can see the pictures that Brian Loans has put in there. In his commentary of it. It was really the traffic getting in there. Like what was it? Sunday morning.
Yeah, starting on Friday. Really?
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy. Friday. I just know to get there early. Just get there early. Just sit and wait. But Sunday was kind of a problem for me. I got the track at 6:00. Nikki was there already before me. Social media maven Nikki, Sheely, and I walked in and I was like, "What is going on?" And we lost an hour of time. That was another problem.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't know that.
Bringing forward, I forgot about that too. That was a real kick in the privates.
Yeah, that was the kick in the privates for me. But I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Nikki, and it's all quiet in that room. It's cold, and she's clicking away at stuff, and I just shook my head. I go, God, we need Joe Costello here for his positivity because right now I want to kill everybody. I want to fight and choose violence today.
Yeah.
Oh, so
hello to everyone that's saying hello to us in the comments. But really the day that jammed so many people up was Saturday.
Definitely.
I think a lot of people, they had to go rescue Courtney Enders. She was in line. She was going to be late for TV stuff.
Did you see Rick Ware walking?
Yeah. Rick Ware walking, making man on the street. Yeah, it was really, really the sellout crowd on Saturday. Probably pretty close to sellout on Sunday. I mean, just a great way to start the season, but it was so funny. I love that our fans get there early.
Mm-hmm.
But please, fans, take a beat. If you get there at 11 o'clock in the morning, if you get there 2 hours before eliminations, that's fine. You're not going to miss really too much. No need to get there at 8 o'clock.
Right. Leave that for us.
Yeah, leave that for the workers.
And another thing, those of you who texted myself, Joe Costello, everybody on the broadcast, hey, what's the deal with the sound on .tv?
Yeah.
Okay, let me break it down for you. This is the first race of the season. Okay,
Yes.
things are going to not work exactly right. Don't ask me why.
Yeah.
We've got very smart people doing very technical things, and it always I knew it going into it that it was stuff wasn't going to work, and you should just all expect it. What we were talking the other day about, and just the whole just NHRA and people, with everybody in the world of just like, oh, IHRA, NHRA, blah 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 blah, blah, what's better, everyone talking about it, right? I go, the one thing you can count on with the NHRA is consistency.
Yes.
You just know it's going to be consistent. We've been doing it for 75 years.
Right.
It's going to be consistent. The bad things are going to be bad things. The good things are going to be good things. Great things are going to be great things. It's consistency.
And we're going to fix, if there's an issue, we're going to fix it as soon as we can. And that's the thing. I was getting texts about the audio too. But people are like, why didn't they test it? Why didn't they test it? And I go, there's some things you can't test until they happen.
Right.
And yes, they were doing live streaming of testing, but that's different than 6 people in 6 different places trying to do live TV.
Correct.
It takes it. You got to, and that's just
and
the nature of the.
Yeah, if you saw the TV compound, there's really like 3 or 4 people working on .tv. That's really it. But normally it will get better. Let's just put it like that. But if you saw the TV compound, there's 50 people back there trying to make a TV show.
Yeah,
and trying to hit a live window on Sunday. Forget it.
But it was awesome to just be there and get the race started. The season's underway. 75th anniversary of the NHRA. It was cool to see the trophies up close, both the trophy and the special medal that the winners get. The special, all the pomp and circumstance. All the drivers now have special flags in their pit areas, and they've got decals on their cars and fire suits. What's Darrell saying?
He said, "Hey, Joe, I'm one of those guys. I wasn't complaining. More of making sure they knew." We get it. Listen, we're not saying you're a bad person or anything like that. You were one of 100 text messages,
and we knew it because we're also like, it's crazy to say, but I watch NHRA.TV at the race, like it's happening in front of me.
Yeah,
and I'm watching it just so you can go rewind and get top end interviews and stuff. So we were, it was.
Yeah, we all were feeling your pain. Yeah, sending blessings to Joe and his family. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, Joe. I thought Joe was missed this weekend.
Yes,
but we were down to announcers, Freiberger and Joe.
But I thought that you and Hannah and Courtney and Galvin and Loans, everyone. And also, it's very cool to have Bob Fry there.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Also great to know that he has no new material, that he truly has stepped away from the sport.
Right.
It was like
Galvin made a comment to Bob Fry. He's like, "Oh yeah, Jason was worried you were gonna hate him still, like you hated him back then." He goes, "Oh, I totally forgot that guy's name. I don't know." I'm like, "Oh, that's Bob Fry. That's Bob Fry."
That and him calling Courtney Amanda, or just completely forgetting her name, was just so great. Just. That's, again, it leans right into all the legends. You get a bunch of guys that have been around for years that haven't been there. And then, hey, they're set in their ways. Bob Fry did it for 40 years.
Right.
And
he told some fun stories too. Like, did you know he was a wrestling announcer?
Yeah.
Most people didn't know that about him. So it was good. Well, guess who's in our green room right now?
Oh, let's go.
2026 Gator National Pro Stock Champion. Give it up for the one, the
only
Matt Hartford.
Points leader. There he is, live in a person. Points leader, Gator Nationals winner, Matt Hartford, Total Seal Chevrolet Camaro.
Let's see if we do this, Elon. I know we've tried this before, putting Matt in the middle. Hold on. Let's see if this happens. I'll take you out. Put Matt there.
Terrible.
It's all Matt, which is good. Okay, here we go.
There we go. We did it.
There we go.
Oh my
Just
God.
like 3-card money. Where's Matt Hartford?
Perfect. Right in the middle. I see a WFO sticker up on the top. Big shout out to Joe. Hopefully things are progressing well for everybody in Florida.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, we're part of his network now. So
yeah. So Matt, let's talk. Has it sunk in that you are the points leader, that you won the Gator Nationals heading to your home race?
Does it really change what our position is going to be going into Phoenix? I don't think so. From the standpoint of you have to execute every run, every race. Every decision you make is going to have consequences, positive or negative. And if you haven't looked around, the field in pro stock right now, I don't know that there's been a better time in the pro stock era where the fields are this tight, this competitive, this many cars. And, it's an incredible time to race pro stock.
Yeah. You beat a veritable murderer's row. Kenny Delco, that's on the rise.
Yeah.
Aaron Stanfield, Dallas Glenn, the reigning world champion.
Fourth in points, 1 in points, and 2 in points last year.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
then Greg Anderson I'm trying to think, if it would have been 5 rounds of racing, you could have thrown Eric Enders in there or, Greg Stanfield or something. That was a tough route to victory. And I know you get up there and you do your thing, but when you look back and go, man, that was pretty solid race day.
Yeah. Saturday night we were going to the hotel and we were going to dinner, and I said, all right, boys and girls, here's our ladder. We got to beat Delco. He's going to be tough. Obviously we've been helping Kenny, from our team, helping his team, trying to get him to where he has a legitimate shot, not only of qualifying, but going rounds.
Yep.
And, he put together the best 5 rounds of his life between qualifying and first round, so definitely he's moving forward, which I am thrilled for him. I hated to run him first round, right. But, we knew that his car could be competitive. And then I said, we got to get through Delco. And then I said, in my opinion, Aaron Stanfield, and that's going to be a really tough round. I said, that's probably going to be the tightest round that we run. If we can get by him, I think we're going to have Dallas. And if we can get by him, we're going to have Greg in the final. And Eddie said something like, wow, that's an easy day. And, it was like, and you look back, the history of me racing pro stock, I feel like I'm always on the tightest rounds with anybody. And I think the margin of victory with Aaron was 10 thou. And I think that was the tightest race of all of eliminations, which is typical for what we have to deal with. So, but it was good. It's to come out of there with a Gator Nationals trophy. It's not even, yes, it's the Gators. It's the first person to ever hold in pro stock the 75th anniversary Diamond Wally. They are incredible.
Yeah, drag race bracket bonanza. First guy with the Diamond Wally, nicely done. So I got a question for you. Going back to last year, Matt, you were figuring things out. Start of the season, you had a different car, then you moved to the other car, and like you said at the top end when you won, there's only 4 of you guys doing your thing. At what point you were surging at the end of last season, and we were like, dude, this guy's going to be a problem, in the countdown and the whole thing, and you were. And but at what point in time last season do you say, all right, we got the car, we're ready to go, and let's, we fell a little short this year, but next year we're going to go flat out? At what point in time last year did that happen?
Oh, Indy. I mean, we had a dominant car in Indy, and there is nothing in my life that is going to be more daggering to me than losing Indy, because our shift light decided to basically, the shift light module decided to go out during the burnout. So we had no shift light in the finals at Indy last year. And obviously we gave up 500 or 600s because I hit every chip going down the track. We had that race won over and over. So I just hear it constantly on the PA system about, who won that race, and I didn't win that race. And that is something that I can tell you, 300 of the 365 days I lay in bed and I still think about Indy. It's just miserable that we lost that race. But at that point in time, going through Indy and then moving through the countdown, I knew that Greg and Dallas were having a phenomenal season. And Dallas, he is one of the hardest working guys out there, and he came up from nothing and earned everything that he's got. But he did have a golden horseshoe a lot of last year. If he didn't perform, the other guy didn't perform, he performed worse. And if the guy performed at the top, Dallas was still a little bit better. but he earned it all. There's nothing you can take away from him. I am proud of him that he's wearing the number 1, but we knew that we weren't going to catch him. We were trying to catch Greg for 2. We gave it a valiant effort. We went to 4 final rounds, lost to Dallas in the finals in Vegas, the last pro stock, run of the season, and said, just keep doing what we're doing. Race smart, control what we can control. And if we do that, we should be able to go into Gainesville and be competitive. We didn't think we could qualify number 1. We didn't know if we could win the race, but we knew we had a program that if everything did fall our way, there's no reason we couldn't do either.
Yeah, that car looked great on Sunday. It really did. And I was like, after you got by Kenny Delco, I was like, oh, yeah, he's going to have a shot at this thing. But that's great. Michael Heiner, what's the deal with him and you guys? I go, Race Guitar says Heiner equals secret weapon. You can hear Hidden Power with Michael Heiner on WFO radio. Michael Heiner, talk about that guy and his relationship with you guys.
Well, we need someone, occasionally to hold our door, and he likes to do it. And honestly, if you ask him, the only reason he's up on the starting line holding our door is because he wants to look in and see what we're leaving at, and what we're doing inside the car, and how we're driving the car, and what our oil pressure is, and water temp, and that's a reconnaissance mission every time that he's up there on our door. But
he's sneaky like that.
Yeah. He is, he's short enough. He can just sneak right up on you like that. And you don't even see him. No, and in all seriousness, even though they're an independent team and we're an independent team, we both do lease power from KB. We don't talk about any engine stuff back and forth, but our team and their team will run some stuff by each other, like going up into a qualifying run, just to kind of, hey, what are you thinking of this, or what are you thinking of that? And if there's anybody out there that, if they ever needed anything, Derek Kramer's team and Michael Heiner, we would do anything for them at any time, as I know they would do the same for us. We've just been friends with them for so long. We both kind of feel that we're not the mega teams out there, and it's nice to just have an ally when you need to just ask a question to make sure that, hey, I'm not getting off base.
So, Matt, you're back in Arizona. You've got a lead up kind of the Arizona Nationals. How do you balance, particularly a race like this, where I'm guessing there's going to be quite a few total SIL people coming to the race? Do you try to find 26 hours in a day, or what's your day like?
Yeah, it's between running total SEAL and then trying to, I work on the race team stuff once I get home. Racing doesn't even enter my mind. Between 4 a.m. and about 6:30 at night, racing is just gone because there's no time for it. And then after I get home, we start having dinner. At that point in time, I start trying to work on, okay, we got to get all our travel stuff done. We got to get stuff arranged for this. We needed parts. We got to get stuff shipped in. So I start blasting off emails all night long until I basically fall over and go to sleep and get up and start over again. And the problem is, and I hope everybody understands this, it's going to be 105 degrees in Phoenix. The idea of having a race in Phoenix, Arizona, the last week of March is asinine.
I'm not going now. You just said it.
Look, it's going to be 104 and 105 degrees each day. It is going to be, we're going to see the hottest track conditions that we're going to see all year. And I'm telling you, people need to stay hydrated. I live out here, but we go from air-conditioned car to air-conditioned house to air-conditioned office, et cetera, in a pool. We're all going to be working out there in this heat all day long, without shade a lot of the time when you're up on the starting line. You're going to be, you need a canopy over you for sure, Jason.
No kidding.
It is going to be, this is probably going to go down as one of the hottest races on record.
I remember that one year. That one year in Topeka, it was hovering around 100, 102 degrees.
Yeah, the inside walls of my trailer were 130 because the sun was beating on it.
No, this is not going to be good.
So how do you prepare for that on the racing side? Do you just basically roll in there and figure we're just going to creep up on it through Q1 and Q2, Q3, Q4? Or do you just, everyone's in the same boat, so it's just kind of a war of attrition, I would guess.
Yeah, I think the mega teams are going to have a handle on it better than us independents because they've tested, whether they've tested in Darlington or Rockingham when it's been hot or in Tulsa when it's been hot. I guarantee you that the two major teams are going to have a much better handle on it rolling in there than someone like ourselves or Delco or Joey Gross or anybody else. It's going to be, it's going to be a learning curve for sure. but look, we're all going there with the same mindset. Try to qualify to begin with. Try to qualify as high as we can, and then try to go rounds on Sunday.
Yeah, man, that's I'm already sweating over here just thinking about that.
Do you, as a local guy, do you bring other partners out to this race because it's easy to show off your program a little bit?
So we do on Saturday. We have our employee appreciation lunch in our pits, which is a great thing because, we get to bring, 80, 100 plus employees plus their guests. They come out, they have lunch with us. They get to see everything that's going on. Obviously, they'll all be in crew shirts and, rooting for their home car. It says
Right.
Total Seal on the side. But the other thing we do at the Phoenix race, which I think is awesome, and I love it. We're talking about us being, in a car back and forth. It's 105 degrees. There's 77 safety safari guys who are out there working on the track, guys and girls working on the track, miserable conditions all day long, all weekend long. They work early in the morning. They work till late at night. Their job is to keep us safe no matter what. So every year at this race, what we do is, whether this year we're having barbecue, we got a competition barbecue guy. And last year it was tacos, a local taco competition taco cart. We always feed on Saturday. We always feed all the safety safari.
Oh, nice.
And so we do all to-go boxes for them. And then Jeff has somebody come around and get them and take them to everybody in the safety safari. So everybody gets something decent to eat other than what normally gets brought in. And it's funny because when it was raining in Pomona at the end of the year, I still had guys coming up to me saying, "Man, thank you so much for that. That was awesome in Phoenix. We really appreciate it." But we try to give back to them in Phoenix, and that's an honor for us to do that for everybody on the safety safari.
That's very cool.
We got some questions.
And I know you don't do this for this reason, Matt, but it's always good to have the safety safari guys on your side.
Yeah. Look,
and they're looking out for everybody. But
they are. Do you want to work the conditions that they work in, the hours they work in, for what they get paid?
In the fire jacket and pants, and they're wearing the helmet because they don't have, like Snoop Dogg famously said, "I don't get ready, I stay ready." Those guys are sun up to sundown, fully ready to help you guys.
I promise you, Buddy Hall and Terry Haddock were happy the safety safari is ready to go.
100%. So
yes.
We got some questions for people in the audience. Race Guitar, serious question. Race over race, what's the most ordered consumable for a pro stock team?
Valve springs would be number one. Clutch disc, probably number two.
Okay. How about this one? Hey, Matt, I saw the video of y'all backing the transports down the alley. Is that where they go back to between races? Holy smokes.
So that's actually a funny thing. So where I live, we have a bridle path that comes into the back of my house in the shop. Normally, we only ever have one truck and trailer in there when we do, and it's not every race. And we know we have to pull it in and we have to back it out. That's the way it's always been, just the way how narrow the bridle path is. We got a new transporter this year, which the truck is shorter, but the trailer is longer. So we were really close to be able to pull the other one out. So we decided, hey, let's see if we can pull the new one out. Well, we were about 3 inches short of being able to do that. So then that caused us to have to back it all back in and then turn everything back around and then back out. So we made a project out of something. If we would have just did what we know works, that would have been an easy in, easy out type deal. But we made that hard on ourselves.
As someone who struggles backing up just a regular car and a small U-Haul trailer, the backing up skills of you and everyone else that drives the 18-wheelers on the NHRA tour, we should have like a backup rodeo, something.
I'm not going to enter that, but I can tell you, I've backed an 86-foot long truck and trailer out of a gate that's only 12 feet wide on a right angle corner with trees that are overhanging. I've done it enough times now that I can do that. I don't know if I can do anything else, but I can back it out.
Just put me in that situation, and I would sadly be like, I'm just going to.
We're just going to leave this here.
We're just going to leave this here. We'll just.
Love it. And as we all know, or maybe we all don't know, you think I just pick songs. Our drivers pick their own walk-up songs, by the way. And Matt, you're going to get you got a new song this year. Little Warren Cedars, "Take It to the Grave." Did you know that was your new walk-up song?
I think Amber told me over the winter I was getting a new one, but
Yeah, you get a new one.
okay,
She's
good.
a big. I come to find out her and Nikki are huge Warren Zeter fans. So I think you were just gonna have to deal with what they pick for you.
I just do what I'm told.
Yeah, right.
I
Well, you
think
gotta
we're just
do
going
what
to quit saying drivers pick their walk-up songs. Drivers have people in their lives that pick their walk-up songs.
Yes. Like we told everybody to kind of get, if you want to change it. And Jordan Vandergriff, when he came back out, and I don't know who picked it. Somebody picked Careless Whisper for him, and he didn't pick it. So whenever Jordan Vandergriff gets in there, he's getting Careless Whisper. So until he decides to pick something new.
That's funny.
Besides the Safety Safari Barbecue and having all your Total Seal people out, what has you excited about kind of the second race of the season?
Getting through the week, surviving the weekend. Look, we have led the points in the past in different seasons. We do have a car that can compete to win races. We have a car that can come to Phoenix. We've been to the finals in Phoenix. We went to the semis last year in Phoenix. We were #1 qualifier last year in Phoenix. We have a car that can be competitive with any of the other cars in the field right now. By no means do I think that we're better than them, but I guarantee you we have something that no matter who's in the other lane, they're not happy that we're lined up next to them. No one's pulling up next to the Total Seal car saying, oh, this is an easy round. We're going to win some rounds. We're going to lose some rounds. It's going to be tight sometimes, but rolling into Phoenix, we're the last pair to go down the racetrack in Q1 because we're #1 in points. We have a car, I think, that can compete to go high up on the qualifying sheet. And I think on Sunday, we have a car that can compete to go a lot of rounds, hopefully 4, and hopefully start stacking up those diamonds, as Eddie tells me.
Nice.
It's more of those trophies. But that's we're just going in with our same mindset. Control what you can control. Do what you know. Don't get over center. Don't try to do something that you've never done before. And if the chips fall your way, great. If you lose and you did what you needed to do, that's racing.
Perfect. Well, Matt,
I love it.
Thank you very much for your time. Did we leave anything out? Anyone need to give a shout out to? A thanks for Gator Nationals or anything?
If I wanted to say thanks to anybody, it is to everybody at NHRA, everybody who works in the safety safari, all the announcers. Without you guys doing what you do, we wouldn't have a place to race. And without having a place to race, there'd be no reason for fans to come in. So when the fans all show up and we have a sellout crowd like we did in Gainesville, and I don't know that we'll have it in Phoenix because of the weather, but we have the most awesome fans that you can imagine. Thank you to all of them for showing up when they did. Of course, we talk about our sponsors and our crew all the time, but honestly, what you guys do and what the fans do when they come in and how much they support the sport, it's just incredible to be part of it.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir. We like that.
Keep kicking butt at Total Seal for the next couple of days, and we'll look forward to seeing you in about a week in Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
Guys.
Congratulations again. Give it up for Matt Hartford. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
He's a good dude. We like him a lot.
He is a good dude. We like him a lot. You know what I really like about him is when he wins, he brings me beer in the press room.
Well, there you go. You got to have your people. Like he's taking care of
you got to have your people, and it's fantastic. So I'm hoping he goes 20-0 this year.
Right, that'd be great. So you have 20 beers. We like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's pay some bills, and we'll get down and dirty with all the fun stuff that happened this past weekend. There we go.
The #1 source of friction in your engine is not what you think. Piston rings rubbing against the cylinder walls generate more friction than any other part of the engine. More friction and temperature means more wear and less horsepower. Fortunately, the team at Total Seal knows how to reduce friction and wear through innovative piston ring design. If it takes a piston, Total Seal can build a better ring.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Looking to replace your OEM diesel particulate filter or diesel oxidation catalyst? Look no further than DPF XFit, a complete line of aftermarket diesel particulate filters and diesel oxidation catalysts designed as an exact fit OEM replacement with all makes coverage for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. With thousands of units in stock, we ship the same or next day, and be sure to check out our comprehensive reverse OEM lookup tool. Always new, never remanufactured. For more information, be sure to visit dpfxfit.com. That's dpfxfit.com.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Yeah, look at all these comments coming in. You guys are doing good today in the comments section.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's one. Jason, I liked a couple of your mixes at the Gators, but please play more rock or just more music in general during qualifying and eliminations. Love you, bro. Hey, man. Thanks, Steve. So, yeah, just a heads up. I go when I go. And some of the stuff they let me in there, and then some of the stuff they just tell me to sit out. So on Friday nights, I'll let you know this. On Friday nights when they go live to YouTube, I can't play any music because they will kick them off YouTube.
Can I get in your business?
Sure.
And suggest a NHRA/Low Zone Spotify playlist. Have you done that before?
Yeah, there's one. I'll put one out there.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm not a Spotify guy, but I know Spotify people, and they're always like, man, Low Zone's always killing it.
Yeah. There's one that, like, all the stuff you hear on like during sports and racing and things like that, when the announcers aren't talking, they hit a iPad. I made a playlist there. So gotcha. I'll turn that into something everybody can listen to if you want.
Yeah.
And that's got a lot of country, a lot of rock. There's some hip hop in there, but nothing crazy. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So where do you want to start with? We want to start with Top Fuel.
Let's go traditional. Let's start with Top Fuel.
Okay.
And what are your top three biggest takeaways from the Top Fuel weekend?
The biggest ones. All right. Josh Hart 340 qualified. Gets him in there. Then after that, it's Matty Gordon all day long.
Sure.
I mean,
for sure.
There's listen. The racing was really good in Top Fuel. The Sean Langdon had that thing on rails and then it didn't. The Kalita guys are still. I mean, they're the ones to beat right now. In Top Fuel. But Matty Gordon, come on, man. That story. Somebody likened her to John Force. It wasn't like the John Force racing John Force. It was his personality and people going crazy for him.
Energy at the top end. And I heard they sold out of Matty Gordon t-shirts in the Nitro Mall. She's a monster athlete now. So I think Matty Mania is going to become a real thing, and we need to make that a real thing.
Yep.
I saw her on the ropes with fans. When I drove or walked by her pits, she was either on the ropes signing stuff for fans or being interviewed by some media person.
Yeah.
That's what she did. And she was driving the race car. And she did a great job driving the race car. And what I think is awesome is to be young and dumb. And I don't mean that truly in a negative way, but she just didn't know.
Yeah, she didn't know what she did.
They're doing her thing. And I don't think she really realized that how many people were watching her, how much theoretical pressure there was on her to perform. Yes. And I think the sigh of relief from Ron Capps when she won first round, and then continuing to win and the top end interviews, she is going to be a positive charge for the sport. And I just want to see her win a race or her go rounds and Dan Wilkerson go rounds and let them just battle it out at the top end for high energy.
Yeah. Jordan Vandergriff did well. Top Fuel. I know with the whole everybody and their brother wanted the storyline to happen. Austin Prock to fail, Jordan Vandergriff to succeed. And that's what we got in Gainesville.
Yeah.
It was. It couldn't have written itself any better.
on Top Fuel from Josh Hart's perspective. He checked a lot of boxes. He got his first number one qualifier.
Yep.
He had a real meta moment of winning, driving the Bernie's car in the Bernie's lane with a Bernie's suite full of people at his home track.
Yeah.
I mean, just perfect. It was awesome. And when I was talking to him yesterday on Joe's show, I think it's ironic that his first win at the Gators, he beat Sean Langdon.
Right.
His second win at the Gators, he beats Doug Coletta. So, I mean, he's not getting layovers. He's not, Grubby's running that car great. His pedal job in the semifinals against Antron was masterful. And the one thing he told me yesterday was he has the driver mentality now. He thinks if he would have been the team owner, he might have thought for a second about, I'm about to blow my shit up.
Yeah.
But as the driver, he's like, I don't care. I'm just going to pedal this thing.
Yeah. He was a big thing in Top Fuel as well. I mean, he was consistent except for that pedal job. That car went down every
time.
It was like,
All
okay. So, that's what I kind of take it. Matty Gordon and John Force is still doing his thing. They're solid. There's not going to be a drop off. But yeah, dude, Matty Gordon, not that I know her or anything.
No.
We've talked and had pleasant conversations in the past, but yeah, she's definitely somebody I want to get to know a little better, and we definitely have to have her on this show. She was electric.
Yeah,
it was. There were two audible noises that came out of the grandstands. It was Austin Prock being booed after his top interview. And that was like, whoa.
Yeah, we'll get into that here after your second point.
Yeah, then Maddie going down the track after, just in the golf cart. And the place was going crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, over 20 years of me being out here, I don't know if we've ever had anybody with that kind of power. That is something
that our fans say for John Force when he rides up on a scooter.
Correct.
Or when they're bringing a Mission Too Fast Too Tasty winner or the All-Star call out or the champ. You just get that roar of, hey, you just won something. Let's give you, the adulation you deserve. Just spare driver coming up in their tow vehicle does not normally get that cheer, but Maddie for sure got that. And now we'll downshift or upshift to Funny Car.
Yep.
Which to me was aside from the performance, some of the things that happened in the Funny Car class have me even more excited that I think there's going to be fish thrown this year. I'm just going to go out there and say it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be Austin and somebody or Vandergriff and somebody. I think the tensions are so high in Funny Car that someone is going to feel like they got wronged and they're going to settle it John Force, Tony Pedregon style at the top end.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm pick. I don't know if we picked who we think is going to win, but I picked J.R. Todd. I think J.R. Todd's going to win the championship, and I think Sean Langdon's going to win the championship. But that all being said, you see what happens on a hot day out there in those cars, and you're like, oof.
So let's do the Austin Prock setup.
Yes,
qualifying in Funny Car was cutthroat. Beckman's at the bottom. Austin's at the bottom, Buddy Hull's at the bottom, Dave Richards at the bottom, Todd Lucinko's floating around down there, going into Q4. And Buddy Hull makes a run, and it was on a career run when mayhem ensues.
Yeah.
Probably one of the biggest fires we've seen in a long time. He does an amazing job of keeping his car straight in his lane. It's smoke, fire. It eventually drifts over and his parachute kind of catches Terry Haddock at the end of the track, and they stop literally feet away from the safety safari.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right there.
If you're going to crash or burn your car down, there's not a better spot.
Yes.
After that, Buddy pushes Beckman, and Prock was still outside of the field. They have to make their runs. Beckman gets in. Or actually, Prock makes his run, smokes the tires, and then complains about oil on the track.
Yes.
Which also, I don't know if you catch the audio of that. You can hear Amanda hitting him with the microphone. Like there's a collision.
Right.
If you go back and watch that video, you hear the microphone thump against his elbow or his butt. It's very funny because she's just diving in there. And kudos to Amanda Busick.
Right.
I mean, it was awesome. He's complaining about the track and oil down and blah, blah, blah. Right after that, Beckman runs 401 in the exact same lane with nothing, no change to anything. So the complaints about oil, just no other way, sour grapes.
Yeah.
They don't qualify. Only 3 cars don't qualify. Buddy barely misses. Lysenko misses, and Austin's dead ass last. Tasca Racing decides, well, we're done here. And they pack up all their stuff
left
and proceeded to get ready to leave and apparently pulled out Sunday morning, which is okay. They were in an end cap. It wasn't that dramatic, but still, I think there are rules about when you can pull out and when you can't, and I don't know what those deals are. I was shocked, I say, Jason, that Austin Prock was not at least at driver intros. I would not have expected him to hang around,
right?
But he had a plane ticket. He either just stayed away, and to just no-show like that is just a terrible decision.
Well, and driver
and a horrible look because he got booed. He got booed the day before, like you mentioned, like voraciously booed.
Yeah.
And you say you want to wear the black hat. Wear the black hat.
Yep. Jump in with both feet. Yeah.
Right.
That story couldn't have gone any better for John Force Racing. I mean,
for sure.
Take your toys and your 2 championships and go over the, Tasca. Have fun with that. Which they're going to figure it out.
Right. It's one race. I'm not saying that,
But but the storyline could not have gone any better for John Force Racing. And, Austin hasn't had too much of he hasn't heard boos like that yet. It's one thing to say, I'll wear the black hat. I can take it. I got tough skin. But then to hear 20,000 people boo you,
right?
I've heard it. I hear people boo me all the freaking time.
Right.
It hurts your feelings a little bit.
Yeah.
But it just made the storyline so much better.
And he hasn't had any adversity.
Right.
And this is the first time things don't go your way. You just take your ball and go home was just, and he's going to catch a break. I told someone in NHRA that I was super busy during driver intros. I knew he wasn't there. And I was like, that's not good. So then my deal is I told some marketing guys, I was like, you know what you need to do? You just need to send a guy to Arizona with the jacket and the ring and just set it in his pit area. And just, here's your stuff.
Yeah.
But Doug Coletta had car problems. So Doug Coletta also didn't make driver intros, but he alerted people in advance.
Yes.
And it's always car first. So now I'm guessing they're going to do just nitro jacket presentation in Arizona and act like nothing big deal happened.
Well, and we're we only had half the Top Fuel guys come out for driver intros.
Weird.
And Galvin got on the radio as I'm just ripping through names.
Yeah.
He goes, did somebody tell the teams what time we were doing this? Because all the pro stock guys were there. All the pro mod guys were there. And I was like literally half the field. There was 8 drivers that showed up for Top Fuel.
I will say I did, normally we get a text alert about driver intro times. And I did not get a text alert on Saturday. I had to ask on Sunday morning for a text alert. So it is possible that the text alert didn't go out. And guys, just if you don't get the text alert, they're Pavlov dogs.
Also going back
it was a the Daryl Gwynn track walk was really cool.
Yes.
But driver intros was it was the first one of the year, but it was unfortunate that we're presenting championship jackets and championship rings, and we're just kind of flailing around a little bit.
Again, consistency with the NHRA. This is what goes on every year. Honestly, when Galvin said, "Hey, show up early because track walk's going to start at 8:40." I go, "What?"
Yeah.
I go,
"We're running cars at 10 o'clock in the morning." Yeah.
I was like, "That's the first I've heard of that." I go, and I'm sure this stuff lives on the internet someplace. But I worked there. You would think, hey, man, here's what we got going on here and here and here and here. And we do get an FYI that tells us what we're doing promo-wise throughout the weekend. But it's Sunday. Sunday's always the same thing. It's like we race.
Can I tell you my funny John Force Racing Top Fuel story?
Okay, here we go.
And now, a John Force Racing story.
John, tune in. Brittany Force's rookie season. It's our first time ever having a Top Fuel dragster. And we are funny car people. We went to testing in Palm Beach. We didn't have half the stuff we needed. It was hot in Pomona. We didn't have an umbrella to put over her when she's in the car. And she's just like baking. Like I'm having to stand over her to like give her some shade. And all the other Top Fuel guys are just like laughing their asses off it. The Clampets are now in Top Fuel. So Sunday morning, we're at John Force Racing. We're doing team meeting and stuff. And we're looking at the clock and we're like, oh, crap. They do Top Fuel driver intros before Funny Car because Top Fuel starts the race. And we realize that we are still in the pits with Brittany because we're so used to Funny Car driver intro times that we hop on a golf cart and start driving up the staging lanes at Pomona. And as we're driving up, all the Top Fuel drivers are coming back and they're just giving us a ration of crap about nice work, rookie, Top Fuel, welcome to Top Fuel. And we get up there and like Graham Light was there and I think Evan, and they're like, this is kind of like a finable, like you have to be at driver intros. And we're like, this was our mulligan. And we're honestly like, we've been funny car people forever. We've never had to worry about getting up here earlier than we are, but it was so like Brittany was like so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because like Schumacher's walking back. Larry, they're just like, yeah, what are you? Welcome to Top Fuel, idiots.
Yeah, here, girl.
And I'm just like, really sorry, Brittany. I'm in charge of your schedule. Please give me another chance. We'll do better on this. But yeah, we were the first deal of Top Fuel, like at testing, they had the fuel funnel. And for whatever reason, the Top Fuel opening was different than the Funny Car opening, like as far as how the funnel went in.
Right.
And we broke our funnel early in testing. So our Funny Car ones didn't work. So I got sent over to Alan Johnson Racing to borrow because every other Top Fuel team out there had an extra funnel. And I got sent over to borrow a funnel from Alan Johnson Racing. And I had to ask Alan, hey, can we borrow a funnel? And he was like, I guess so, but I'm going to need it back at the end of every day. So he made us like full on Top Fuel hazing. I'd go over there at the end of the day, give them their funnel back, show up the next day. Hey, can I have the funnel? Come back.
That's
great stuff. It was like, hey, here's my driver's license or one of my shoes, like at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Don't keep this.
And Alan Johnson just loves to bust chops like that too.
Oh yeah, it was great.
It was great.
But Chad Green. Let's get back to Gator. Chad Green wins the Gator Nationals back to back. And
who did he run in the finals? Was it Alexis?
Yes, it was Alexis.
Yeah, okay.
So almost a JFR new driver double up.
Right.
Because Alexis beat JR in the semis. JR kind of double stepped it or something in the semis.
Yes.
Very unlike him. But so Chad Green won in Funny Car. Just got the great, cars are running good. Spencer Hyde qualifies, goes a couple rounds. That was awesome to see. I think Funny Car is just going to be a knife fight in a phone booth this year.
Oh yeah. Oh, the fuel categories are just going to be spectacular. I mean, they really are. And I think there's like 10 drivers that can win in Funny Car every weekend. Easy. And there's at least 10 in Top Fuel.
Yeah. So
I mean, Matt Hagan, you forget. I mean, we
you
haven't
forget. We haven't even mentioned Matt Hagan. He's a 4-time world champion.
Right. It's like this guy. I mean, that guy's out there. You know, Tony Stewart showed up this week. How about Tony and Leah winning first round? That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, again, you got elite and Top Fuel, and, you know, Leah's back, and we just can't. There's so many storylines you just can't keep up with them.
Yeah, it's too much. And I don't know. Did you go over by Elite's pit now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Club
God.
Elite. That's spectacular.
Dude,
they're upping the ante over there. So professional, looks so good.
I walked over to Richard. I go, what are you kidding me? I go, and I totally, first off, it freaked me out with the R&L Carriers car.
Oh, yeah.
I
constantly kept thinking that's where Josh Hart is.
Yeah, I'm like, and I went down there. I go, why the hell did they put Josh Hart's car right next to Elite? And I'm like, dummy.
Yeah,
it's Tony. But yeah, that whole area is fantastic over there. I said to Richard, I go, what, bro? You just stepped up the whole game. He goes, you damn right, I did.
You did. Just
yeah.
All right. So we touched on Pro Stock with the great Matt Hartford. Now it's also getting spicy in Pro Stock motorcycle.
Give it up for Richard Gadsden.
Give it up for Richard Gadsden. Give it up for Matt Smith Racing. Angie Smith, #1 qualifier.
Yep.
That
they were dropping 200 left and right.
It's not going to be the gauge Richard Gadsden showed this year, I don't think.
No.
I
think Matt and Angie figured some stuff out in the offseason. It's definitely going to be. Go ahead.
Ryan Oler partnering up with Braden Davis.
Yep, I like that. I like that partnership.
But really, Richard Gadsden on his birthday, winning the Gator Nationals, and then getting out at the top end and basically telling the world, I've been keeping some receipts over the offseason.
Yep.
And he got a lot of grief about, more so than anybody, about how, he was crowned champion. And people were very vocal about how their opinion was he didn't deserve it.
Right.
And I think that was a statement win for him.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They come out, like you said, you shouldn't be the champion. Okay, well, guess what? I'm going to go win it. I'll win the Gators. Yeah. I'll win the first 5 just to shut you idiots up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good to see. By the way, getting completely off topic.
Yep.
Chris Bostic, his girlfriend game is strong right now. Like
strong.
I was like, there we go. This is all fun. And if you know any of the history about that, that's
flowing locks. He's riding Pro Stock motorcycle. He looks younger than me.
Yeah, me too.
What? Spectacular.
Yeah, what? He goes, I walked up to him. I go, man, you look beautiful today, man. That hair is flowing. He goes, oh, you must be talking about her. And I go,
no,
no, I was talking about you, but you're magnificent in your own
right. Leif Garrett called and wants his hair back. It's spectacular.
Yeah, so good.
But Pro Stock, you got Gage is looking strong, but really Richard just exercising any demons, I think, of people questioning whether or not he deserved to be world champion was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, again, if both those guys race against each other 10 times, it could be 6-4.
It's a coin flip.
5-5. Yeah. I mean, they're both going to go out and, Eddie and, what's his name? What's his other guy's name?
What's the other? NHRA?
No, the Eddie Craywick and the other crew chief.
Oh, Andrew Hines.
Oh, jeez. I'm getting old, everyone. Andrew Hines.
That
was a bad one.
We'll edit that out of the live show.
Yeah, but Andrew and Eddie like to beat each other too. So it's fun to watch.
No love lost between the. I mean, yeah. So, love that. Just loved everything about the Gator Nationals. I think the TV show was great. We had a lot of great players in Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. A lot of upsets there. I mean, just brackets got just annihilated when John Smith beat Ron Capps in the first round.
Oh.
Just smoked 90% of the no perfect brackets of the Gators this year.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking for me. I mean, that bracket lasted all of about an hour.
2 seconds. So we can put a pin in the Gator Nationals. Can we also, in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the show, talk about the breaking news in the world of drag racing that came down Wednesday? with our good friend Woody Woodruff.
Dude, you want to talk about that? I'm more than happy to.
I'll talk about an industry leader with 30 years of experience getting fired in a one-word text.
Fired. Thank you.
And the text was completely just fired. Not even a Donald Trump, you're fired, just fired.
I texted Woody as soon as I saw that. I go, man, you all right? He goes, couldn't be any better.
Yeah.
And that's all he said. And then he was out there this weekend.
Saturday, yeah.
It was like, there we go. He's back out. Listen,
yeah.
My feeling on this is that the guy, and I don't know him, and I'm not going to slander. I'm not going to do anything like that. But when you do stuff like that, it calls into question your mentality. And, it calls into question how serious everybody is. I honestly, everybody out there, this is just me not knowing anything. All that property they bought, all those racetracks, get ready for data centers. Get ready for them.
It's funny you mentioned that because I talked to someone that's in the data center biz, and they're like, no, you got to have too much water to cool data centers. It's just, and a lot of not that they couldn't, but it would just be, it's just more likely they're just going to go away. But the data center deal, but it is concerning that, that's the great thing. NHRA, 75 years, stable.
Yep.
We've only had, 3 or 4 presidents. The leadership has been pretty consistent in the marketing and PR, competition. You know what you're going to get there. Yeah. I'm curious. I'm going to go to an NHRA race this year just to see.
I totally want to go see. I totally want to see.
But that was it couldn't have come as people are discussing. Well, what NHRA this, NHRA that, the very first race of the year for NHRA, before it gets started, there's now this controversy in this other sanctioning body.
Yeah. I saw that when I literally was like, what is
and just kudos to Woody for everybody talks about, if I ever get fired, I'm just going to go full scorched earth. But no one really does it. But Woody just was like, oh, okay. Just the fired, and then his response of thank you was the most Woody thing ever.
Yeah. Well, what he was fired for was basically saying, hey, man, we don't have
I'm doing my job.
I'm doing my job. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to get competitors signed up, people are trying to get into the races that you're having like in a week or two or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, I'm just trying to.
They hired him to be the chief operating officer, and what he's doing is he's trying to be the chief operating officer, and they're like, "Oh, we don't like that."
Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, that above all else is why I don't see this thing.
So just a wild deal. Can we also, and as we're going to put our tinfoil hats on, unrelated to drag racing, I'm completely convinced with the NASCAR settlement and Michael Jordan winning that lawsuit, which I don't fully understand. I don't know how it all works, but the fact that you win a lawsuit and you have the settlement and then your team comes out and wins the first 3 races of the season.
Yeah.
I feel like on 3 different racetracks, it's one thing. Okay. You win the Daytona 500. That's great. Then you go from a super speedway to a speedway. Okay. You win that race. Okay. You got a little lightning in a bottle. Then you go to COTA to a road course and you win that one.
It's pretty cool. I do.
Cool. Good for those guys. Good for Michael Jordan. I'm a big Michael Jordan fan. The recreation of the 3-peat photo that Tyler Reddick did was also very funny. If you saw that online.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in the world of motorsports. We got IndyCar in Arlington this weekend. I'm going to go see a little IndyCar racing on the streets of Arlington.
That should be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Are they going around Jerry's World?
They are going around Jerry World and the ballpark.
Okay.
So
yep.
My great friend Pat Caparelli's got me the hookup through Firestone.
How cool would it be if they could go right through the downtown streets of Dallas, and you could go by the?
They used to have a road race down there. I don't remember who was. But right through the Green Arena, and it was like a whole it was
the book
wild.
depository. Did they go by the book depository?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I can only imagine those announcers. Oh, this is where JFK got shot right here. And how many times the Zapruder film would be shown?
Well, I don't know who Woody. Darrell's asking. I don't know who Woody was hanging around with. I'm sure it was the elite guys.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was them.
he was just bouncing around, and I don't know. He's a man of his own devices, so he knows everybody. But just
Every
what
time
a
I
great
saw
way
him.
to start the season, and I'm just so. This will, we'll get a whole full year of Life's a Drag.
If you haven't seen Brian Loans' little post on Facebook, read
you
that.
need to go check that out
Because he captured the whole essence of basically what we've been talking about for an hour in like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah.
And it was so good. And he's so right. And yes, we had some rain, which it's not Gainesville unless we have rain, but it didn't shut us down.
But we I don't know if we borrowed a Titan dryer from NASCAR, and I think they're test driving it, but I think it made a difference. Now there's probably people that are they're like, oh no, it took the same, but just visually seeing this massive piece of equipment out there, I felt like it dried the track a lot faster. I understand it wasn't like a torrential downpour, but it was,
one of the rain delays took almost an hour. I mean, but the sun came out and it dried up all the rain.
Yeah.
And Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again. So we're all good. I'm a little nervous about the 105 degrees. I'm
gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check on that because
I hope he was talking gibberish because I ain't going.
But again, it's a dry heat. It's a dry heat.
I don't care. It's 105 degrees.
Yeah. So that's going to be something to see. Okay. So next week we'll preview the Arizona Nationals.
Yes.
I'll give you a little IndyCar update.
Okay. Oh, that'll be fun.
And then we can talk about how we're going to handle 105 degree heat in Arizona.
You might see me take my shirt off. I don't know.
Well, go full Burt Kirchner.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun.
The machine.
That's the best story ever. That'd be honestly the greatest story ever.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming out and watching our show today.
Yes.
If you didn't hear it live, tell your friends,
share it,
on
watch
your social
it.
Medias.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. Thank you, Matt Hartford, for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Joe Costello, sending you nothing but love and well wishes for you and your fam. And we'll get back at it next Wednesday at noon.
Yes, sir. This is going to be good. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your day.
This is WFO Radio.